Hello students, welcome to e-learning. We are continuing with the same topic, that is measures to reduce poverty, and this is our 14th lecture. Here we are going to learn about we have already completed three topics, first three topics. Now we are going to cover three more points, that is we can say use of appropriate tax policy, then after rise in human capital investment, and then you find that goods and services at reasonable price or reasonable rates. So these are the three topics which we are going to cover today in our 14th lecture. So let's start with the first one. So use of appropriate tax policy. What does the tax policy comes? Whenever the tax policy comes, you know the table, the tax slab which has been given by the government, it is which has been given up, and on the basis of that income you find the tax has been charged. But what should be the appropriate means what should be the exact tax policy which should be applied by the government to reduce the poverty. So you think that every person are paying the same tax for the different basic and necessary goods? Yes, we find that because of GST, every products which are been there, everything which is been there, which is available to us, to the rich class, to the poor class, it is at the same price. So in that cases, will there will be any reduction for the poverty, for the poor class? They are getting any concession, any benefit? No. So what should be the appropriate tax policy? Let's see. So here government uses tax policy. Why does the government make tax policy? First, it uses tax policy to reduce the inequality of income and poverty. भाई टैक्स पॉलिसी क्यों बनाते हैं? बिकॉज हमको इनइक्वालिटी कम करना है एज वेल एज पॉवर्टी कम करना है. हाउ? बाय रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग द इनकम. वापस रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट कैसे करते हैं? बिकॉज देर आर सर्वल प्रोग्राम्स और वी कैन से गवर्नमेंट योजनास एंड प्रोजेक्ट्स आर देयर विच आर बीन helpful for the poor people. So it has been there. Second, again you find it to fulfill this objective. मतलब ये गवर्नमेंट का जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए what does the government do? They try to impose more tax. They try to impose more taxes, impose on the rich class people who can afford this particular tax, and less tax is been imposed to the poor class people. जैसे जिसकी इनकम बहुत कम है, those income who are less than 2,50,000 or 5 lakh, they no need to pay any tax because they comes under exemptions and everything. But those incomes who are more than 5 lakh, we can say 10 lakh or 15, 20, 30 crores rupees. So for them there are different tax they have to pay, and ultimately they have given more tax, they have to pay more tax rather than us. So this is way they try to earn more funding, more money from whom? From the rich class people, and they will redistribute this particular money for utilizing to reduce the poverty with different policies in our country. So less, again second point says there is a less tax imposed for the poor class people, and tax concessions are given for the poor class people. Again you find that government collects this fund by imposing tax on rich, yes, एंड मेक्स एक्सपेंसेस वेलफेयर ओरिएंटेड. जैसे मैंने बोला कि भाई पैसे लेती है गवर्नमेंट रिच पीपल्स के पास, एंड उसको बाद दे ट्राई टू गो विथ making expenses on welfare oriented programs for this poor people. So for poor people there are different we can say welfare oriented programs. welfare oriented मतलब उन लोग को सर्विस मिलेगी, उन लोग को कंसेशनल रेट्स पे मिलेंगे. लाइक राशन की दुकान है तो वहाँ पे उन लोग को अच्छे से they will get reasonable price. Those who are having ration card, they are coming below poverty, they try to get different we can say all the food grains for the for 1 month for free of cost or for very nominal 15-20 rupees cost. So this is what is happening up, and this is what is government is trying to doing for this particular poor people. Again you find that as a result this gives us a social economic condition of the poor people, means this will increase द सोशल इकोनॉमिकल कंडीशन. मतलब सोशली एज वेल एज वी कैन से इकोनॉमिकली उन लोग को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा, उन लोग को फाइनेंशियली इतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगा अगर वो राशन कार्ड से या दूसरे कंसेशनल रेट से यूज़ करेंगे, और दे विल ट्राई टू गो विद देयर लिविंग. देन आफ्टर दिस अगेन रिड्यूसेस द इनकम इनइक्वालिटी. भाई इनकम इनइक्वालिटी कैसे रिड्यूस होगी? जब हायर रिच क्लास पीपल को मोर टैक्स होगा एंड पुअर क्लास पीपल को लेस टैक्स एंड टैक्स कंसेशन मिलेगा तब. So this will help us, and this will find that poverty is seen less. So this is how government has planned this particular thing. As we have seen the tax slab last year also, you find that uh, this particular who is earning more than 30 lakh 20 lakh, they are getting 10 20 30% of their income they have to pay as a tax, whereas those who are earning within limited of 5 lakh, those who are annual income is 5 lakh, they have to pay nothing for them. So this is what is happening up now. Moving to the next point, you find that that is the rise in human capital investment. Human capital means what? Human capital means we as a human, in we as an individual, we as a human, what work we are doing, what things we are doing. So for the what are the investment are being made, very first thing, that is the education. Okay, ह्यूमन कैपिटल को अगर इन्वेस्ट मीन्स, अगर किसी लेबर है, लेबर को अगर अच्छे से ट्रेन करना है तो एजुकेशन करो, ट्रेनिंग दो. सो फॉर डेवलपमेंट नेशन, मतलब डेवलप नेशंस, जैसे एक डेटा है डेवलपमेंट नेशंस में देखा गया कि वेरी लार्ज स्केल इन्वेस्टमेंट इज मेड ऑन एजुकेशन. एवरी डेवलप कंट्रीज हैज फोर्स्ड their force their economical people to go with investment, more investment on what? Education, skill development, trainings, different types of skills and abilities to be developed, so that what will happen, ultimately they can go with growing their own ability, talent, and they can earn more. So ultimately, because of this, if they're educated, they have skill, everything, they will get their own job or they can make their own businesses. Ultimately, you find that there is low unemployment, very low level of unemployment, which you find in we can say developed nations. But we here in developing countries, in India, basically with a major population, second largest population, what you find that there is every now and there unemployment, there is a very much competition for or a particular job, because the labor supply has more because of more population. So ultimately, we need to develop certain skills in human. So as a result, developed nations में poverty less है, लेकिन developing country में poverty is more. Now, talking about our country, if you know, it is 21.9%, which we have which we have studied in the starting of this chapter. So high level of education, if you are having high level of education, it satisfies the requirement of various employment opportunities. अगर आपने अच्छे से पढ़ाई की है तो आप बहुत अलग अलग जगह पे, अलग अलग फील्ड में, with your own field, अलग अलग different places you can get a job, and you can be choiced against the different workers. मतलब आपको चुना जाएगा अगर दूसरे workers के पास वो skill नहीं है तो. So this particular thing gives that high level of educations will make you to be more precise, more skill worthy than other uneducated person. Again, skill development increases the productivity of worker and reflects the high wages. जैसे स्किल डेवलपमेंट के लिए उन लोग ने क्या था, स्किल मेक इन इंडिया, स्किल इंडिया वो लोग ने बनाया. डिफरेंट we can say women's or ladies were given chances of receiving courses, as well as they are given the jobs also. Same with different IT and different sectors, you find that skill India has developed many things. So ultimately वैसे टाइप की योजनास गवर्नमेंट बनाती है और अल्टीमेटली उन लोग का स्किल डेवलप करती है. देन कम्स, यू फाइंड दैट उन लोग, इस वजह से उन लोग का रिफ्लेक्ट क्या होता है कि देर गेट हायर वेजेस, पहले से जितना कमाते उससे ज़्यादा वो कमाएंगे. हाई लेवल ऑफ एजुकेशन विल बी देयर, एंड फॉर दैट वर्क प्लेस, जो भी जहाँ पे काम कर रहा है उन लोग के यहाँ पे कंटिन्यूस इन्वेस्टमेंट होना चाहिए. किसके ऊपर? इफ़ दे वांट टू डेवलप, देयर कंपनी वांट टू डेवलप, देयर you can say workplace should be developed. For that, continuous training and research should be done so that they can get better and better. Ultimately, human laborers who are working under their organization will also get better and better. So these are the points which have been there, which gives you that human capital investment is very important for any country, where education plays an important role, skill plays an important role, abilities plays an important role. And we have seen that in developed nations there is low level of unemployment because of all these things are available, and huge amount of investment is done on this education, skill development, abilities, and training. Whereas in developing country we don't find that much, and because of that we are lacking. So if we try to follow this particular thing, you find that you are being given a higher priority than the illiterate people or the unskilled person, and it reflects a high labor in your high wages in your income than the other one. And lastly, every workplace should be having what? Should be having continuous investment in training and research work. So these are the points where you find that we can increase our in capital investment, human capital investment in our country. Then the last point of this today's lecture, that is sixth point, that is goods and service at reasonable price. Now, goods and service at reasonable price कहाँ पे मिलते हैं? We purchase from outside, that is from the private vegetable walas and vendors. They are not from the government, so they give their price, profit is being given. But Are we getting at concessional rate? No, it is at a nominal rate which is being given to provide nutritive foods and food security to the poor people. Here we are talking about the poor people. अगर जो पर कैपिटा इनकम लेस पर कैपिटा इनकम कमाते हैं, पॉवर्टी में आते हैं, उन लोग के लिए न्यूट्रिटिव फूड कहाँ से मिलेगा? इट इज़ मेड अवेलेबल विद द, वी कैन से कैसे मिलेंगे उन लोग के लिए? अवेलेबल कराओ डायरेक्टली कैसे? राशन कार्ड, जैसे मैंने फर्स्ट वाले टॉपिक में, आज के फर्स्ट वाले टॉपिक में बोला था. सो इट शुड बी मेड बाय द राशन कार्ड्स. सो हियर अंडर द पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम, रिमेंबर पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम इन इंडिया, यू फाइंड दैट राशन शॉप्स आर देयर both in rural as well as urban areas जहाँ पे poor people रहते हैं, and they were given basic utilities. they were basic utility मतलब ये जो चीज़ जो food grains day to day life for them living, that is food grains, oil, you find that every pulses and everything is being given them at a reasonable price. So what is happening, this will make them get less investment, this will make them to invest less in their consumption expenditure, and more amount can be saved for their development like skills, education, everything. क्योंकि पुअर पीपल के पास उतना सेविंग नहीं रहता है, इतना बिकॉज उन लोग का यही बेसिक नेसेसिटी फुलफिल करने में पैसा चला जाता है. बट अगर वो राशन कार्ड बना ले, उनका राशन शॉप में जाके एवरी टाइम दे ट्राई टू टेक दैट, सो दैट टेक राशंस, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, उन लोग का बहुत सारा पैसा बच जाएगा. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. सेम वे ड्यूरिंग द ड्रॉट एंड स्कैरसिटी, मतलब जहाँ पे ड्रॉट आया, जहाँ पे स्कैरसिटी आया, वहाँ पे उस टाइम पे ये सिस्टम को ज़्यादा प्रिसाइज, ज़्यादा अच्छे से हो, you have to go and satisfy the basic needs of the poor. The government should come forward and go with that. So this is what is happening up. And lastly the basic needs of the poor peoples are satisfied. Now these are the three topics: appropriate tax policy, then after you find that goods and services at a reasonable price, and the topic we have completed 6 points. Next class, in the 15th lecture, we are going with employment programs, and in employment programs there is a big topic, so all the full topic will be on employment programs. We are going to know which are the different programs which have government have made for the poor people and the skilled peoples, so that they can get jobs and they can get employed. So all that particular things we are going to learn. It will be a big lecture tomorrow. Thank you.